back, everybody, to another great episode of Undressed with Paul and Patrick and Little Snow White 90210. That bitch is in the house.
Yes, hello, Undressed bitches. I'm excited because we have like a really good friend.
A fabulous woman.
Oh my God, known her forever.
An actress.
You'll know her as an actress. She was also married to the late, brilliant John Ritter.
Three's Company.
Yes.
I mean, who didn't grow up with that?
But she is a huge actor. She's done so many projects. We're going to talk about her. We're going to deep dive into everything. We're going to
All the details, all the nitty gritty.
A lot of fun.
I'm terrified now. I thought we'd be deep diving. I should have douched.
Amy Yasbeck is in the house. Woohoo!
Everybody cheering in the studio. There's only 5 of us.
Oh my God.
6.
What if the mannequins all came to life?
I know, right?
Is there acid in here?
Oh, cocaine.
Armenian cocaine.
Yeah. It's an import.
Amy, have you had Armenian coffee before?
Yes.
You have?
Yes,
Okay.
I've had Armenian everything.
Really?
I haven't. We're pretending we're engaged.
Yeah,
love it.
we've
Because
been
he
together
helped
for
me
such a
with
long
my necklace.
time.
I know.
Well, the necklace is gorgeous.
Thank you. It was my late mother-in-law, John's mom, John Ritter's mom, was an actress named Dorothy Faye.
Okay.
And met John's dad, Tex Ritter.
Who is a famous actor
Was a
too,
famous
right?
Was an actor too.
Yeah.
Singing cowboy, and
Yep.
they met on a movie called Rainbow Over the Range. Come on.
Oh my God.
Cute Western.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Absolutely. And
Wait, were they from Ohio?
God no.
No, you're from Ohio.
No. Dorothy was from. Don't get it twisted. Not Prescott. It's pronounced Prescott.
Prescott.
Prescott,
Arizona.
It is Prescott.
That's what they told me.
Prescott.
Okay.
And then
Arizonians don't know shit.
Hi Arizona. I'm
Prescott.
coming to sign autographs. Please
Prescott.
come. And then
I love it.
and John's dad was from Panola County, so Texas.
Oh, Texas.
That's
Cowboy.
why his name was Tex.
Oh.
Tex from Texas.
And then his real name was Woodard Maurice Ritter. That would not.
Oh my God, I would have changed it to Tex too.
Yes, absolutely.
Woodard Maurice.
Yes, and when people would say to him, "Are you from Texas?" He's like, "No, I'm from Louisiana," but Louise Ritter just didn't have that same name. He was from Texas. Full of
God.
jokes.
Nice, but you're from Ohio.
I'm from
I've never been
Cincinnati.
to Ohio.
Not even the Cincinnati
I've
airport.
been-
It's technically in Kentucky.
No, never.
You should take a little tour. Let them get a load of you. They need you. They need you. guys.
Never.
We're going to Ohio though because they want to book us for a coffee reading party in Dayton, Ohio. Is that
Yes!
that near?
I've been living on Dayton for 35 years in Beverly Hills, but I've
Now we're
never
going
been to Dayton,
that's
Ohio.
that's the street.
But you know when I'm giving the
Dayton's
address,
very close to Cincinnati.
when I give
Okay.
them the address, I always say Dayton, Ohio.
Right.
But I've never been to Ohio.
Oh, you mean when it's spelled like Dayton? Is it spelled like Dayton, Ohio? and you're
DAY,
like,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Is that like Dayton?
DAY
Not like
too.
Dayton, a rich guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or dates or
Nothing
something
wrong with
else.
that.
Well, I did. Hey, I didn't go wrong there.
No,
21
you-
years later, I'm still.
Really? Is this a rich guy?
Oh, loaded.
Kind of. Yeah.
Really?
He's so loaded until he gave me the ring, and then he's broke.
Now I'm Poe.
And then now he's Paul. Now he's Paul.
Wow.
Yes.
It is a beautiful ring though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you walk around with that?
He does.
Honey, girl, I rock that all day.
Yeah, you should be turning it around when
It
you're walking
scares
around.
me. You know when we
I would chop off your fucking finger for that.
Take
I'm sorry I
it.
said
I
that.
when
still
we
have him.
travel,
Yeah.
it drives me nuts because he wears the ring.
You're out of your mind. You're about to.
I
Well,
am
what else
too.
am I supposed to do? Keep it in the safe?
You're supposed to wear a fake one and then have
Yeah.
the real one in a safe that you wear when you're not. But then somebody would think it's real and take it anyway.
How do you
Right.
know?
I don't know. Look
This
at me. I
climate
don't know.
we're living
you had
in.
to zhush me. I
Yeah,
don't
Yeah.
know.
no. You know what? If
This
they're
was
gonna
Dorothy
take
Ritter's too. You can see it's kind of
Oh,
like
it's
adjustable.
very-
It's
Is that
gold.
onyx?
No, God, no. I don't know. I have a bunch of commercial.
It's
pretty,
not
though.
commercial.
Bijou.
Very
It's not
pretty,
called
though.
commercial
For
jewelry.
bijou.
What's it called?
For bijou.
Costume.
Costume.
Commercial jewelry.
No, for bijou.
Oh, you're the designer. You would know, not me.
For
Oh
bijou,
my
it's
God.
French for costume.
Oh, for bijou.
Jewelry.
For bijou.
For bijou.
I took French
Bijou.
for
Bijou
8
is the short
years
version of it.
from the time I was in kindergarten, from first grade to 8th grade. Didn't learn anything except for fermez la bouche, which the teacher would say, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And asseyez-vous, sit down.
Oh.
Wait, why'd you take French for 8
It was just it was my school. They thought it was fancy.
This is what they do in
They did
Ohio.
it.
The minute you
No,
get
this
there.
specific school, yeah, they make you take French.
When you
But
get to
it's more like
Ohio.
German. It's more like German
What
and
is there to
Cincinnati.
do in Ohio? I've always like.
So many things. It's
Well, so
very,
what
very
she did is
beautiful.
she left. She got out when she could.
Well, whatever.
West
But
Hollywood, here I come.
Exactly. New York first.
New York
Well, actually,
first.
Detroit first.
Oh.
A circuitous
Okay.
route.
Wow, that's backwards, isn't it?
So
Well,
did you?
What do you mean?
Well, Chicago's before Dayton.
Not
before
Chicago.
You get
Detroit. Oh, you're
Detroit.
talking about across the country?
Yeah.
I wasn't stopping on a wagon train. I'm not that fucking old.
to, well, maybe you hitched a wagon. And you
I
had a
did
little
not.
buggy.
I took an airplane, as far as I
Oh,
remember.
wow. They're so sophisticated in
Really?
Ohio.
Paul.
Good job.
Back in the old days, they would smoke
Yes.
on the airplane if you sat in the back.
Row
of-
after 30.
Yeah.
And then it blow it forward.
We went when we were flying in Europe, and
Yeah.
it was in Europe. This was before they banned all of the cigarette smoking
Yes,
on
yes,
a
yes.
plane.
Oh, yeah.
Like the
And
90s.
I was cracking up because the no smoking, the smoking was
Like the back of
the
the plane,
back.
yeah.
And then I'm like, well, doesn't the smoke come to the front of
It
the
was
plane?
always
it
like
doesn't.
it was always no, it did.
No.
It was always like that. It was always like that anyway in restaurants.
Yeah. It
everywhere it'd be
was?
like the smoking section, but it wasn't like they would like close a door or a curtain.
You mean they put you
Right.
in the back in the restaurant?
no, you could be like back to back in a booth, and this person's in the smoking section with their
But you don't-
cigarette here.
you don't smoke, do you?
No, but my
Yeah.
parents both passed away from smoking
Really?
in there at a younger age than I am now.
Oh my god.
Are you going to ask me how old I am? You can.
No.
I'm 62.
What?
You are?
You look great.
You look amazing.
no.
I didn't
Oh
know
my
you were
God.
62.
Look a day over 72. I mean 42. What?
I was gonna say, fuck. I thought you were 45. What happened? But no,
you know,
look
you
good
know how
for
old I am.
62.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, you look great.
But my parents didn't like make it past the 60 because of
That's
smoking.
My mom passed away at 50 as well, but not from smoking. She
hold
had
on.
breast cancer.
I
Sorry,
had breast
Paul.
cancer 3 years ago,
You
and
did?
got through it. Thank God, because of early detection. Same thing I talk about with my.
Yeah.
I'm pivoting. I don't mean to, but
No.
my foundation.
Yeah.
There are so many things where early detection, you're
Is a
good.
lifesaver.
100%.
You're
Well, considering
fixed.
now they have so many different ways that they can keep you on track or at
Yes.
least find a way to be able
Yes.
to. And coming to the foundation, the things I learn every single time I do show up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the new things that are available
The new
to so
modalities of imaging.
Since
and
we're
yeah.
talking about the foundation,
Yeah.
explain, because I never knew, and I am sure a lot of people in the
Yeah.
world do not know, because I thought John died from a heart attack,
Right.
and I think
Well,
a lot
that's
of
Well, the
a lot of
doctor.
people, everyone
So
thought
the
that,
doctors
right?
on the night, because John came in with chest pains,
Mm-hmm.
they thought he was having a heart attack.
Right.
Because that is
Because that's the
because of his
standard-
age and the thing and the.
Yes.
But what they didn't do is rule out other things,
Okay.
and you're supposed to do a CT scan to make sure it's not.
It's
You're
not
not going to
other
be
things.
treating
Right.
with heart attack curative or medicines, which
Mm-hmm.
is blood thinners and the angiogram. So John was not having a heart attack. He was having something called an aortic dissection.
Okay.
Which is not only not your heart, it's not a block, it's a tear.
It's a whole different place.
What
It's
does
a
that
whole
mean by a
different thing.
tear in the heart?
It's not your heart at all.
Oh, it's not.
Nothing.
it has
what
nothing
it
to do with the heart.
It attaches to your heart by something. So here's my heart.
Yeah.
Here's my heart.
Okay.
Big heart. I love, it.
Well, no, yes. Big heart is actually bad in cardiology, but so
Oh, no, I know, but big heart, like
not an enlarged heart. So your heart is here.
Yep.
And then does all the thing, takes all the blood, but then it needs to like feed the rest of your body all the blood, and
Sure.
so there's a valve called the aortic valve that goes
pumps it,
only one way, right? That's what a valve does.
Like
so
a
the
pump.
blood exactly. So
opens and closes.
yes, and it one way, and after that, there's this big candy cane shaped tube that comes. It's like the size of a garden hose, normally healthy, little variation. It
Yes.
comes up like this, and then you've seen pictures when it's like, my fancy tattoo, it's an anatomical heart. They always showed the top
The
of
little
the
top of
aorta,
it.
Yeah.
which is just that.
This
With the
curve.
thing, right. But the curve actually goes up and behind it, and then all of those little things feed your brain, your
Yeah.
arms, all your organs, and it goes all the way down here. Well,
Sure.
the thoracic part of it, which means from your diaphragm,
Up.
to here,
Right.
To your chest.
if you get an aneurysm in it, which is like a
Blood clot,
Blood-
right?
no.
No.
That's an embolism. An aneurysm, I know, they're all
I'm
so
learning
close.
all this.
No,
This
no,
is
so
great.
an aneurysm is when it becomes widened at a certain point.
Okay.
And what happens is then it becomes unstable inside because it's made of 3 layers.
Yeah.
I have the perfect thing to tell you. This is what I tell people, mostly when they're from the Midwest. But if you want to know where the blood is going and how it's getting lost somehow from where it's supposed to be going, I didn't grow up super fancy like this. So imagine the 5th kid,
Yeah.
hand-me-downs, put on a hand-me-down jacket for the
Yeah.
first time that winter after it's been in the closet.
Yep.
You put your arm through the thing, and it doesn't come out because it's inside the lining. Do you know what I'm saying? When you get that
Yeah,
little
like
tear,
when you put it in,
that
yes.
thing.
What a
Yes.
fashion analogy
Yes.
you just gave
But do you
me.
see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So-
Fashion saves lives.
I've told some people, like, I don't understand, like, if it's I've talked to engineers and explained it a certain way. I've talked to, like, other people, and, like, it's like when a river runs off to the side, when a thing,
Right.
like the fuel line, like the
And they get
the
it,
pump,
because they connect
because
to
you
it in
can
a
connect
specific
to, because
way.
it is in some ways an engineering problem. So instead of going where it's supposed to go, if there's a little tear in the inside of one of the layers,
Gets redirected.
inside the
And then
it doesn't even
stays
come
there.
out.
It doesn't have a place for it
Stays
to
there.
And
go
once that
out.
happens,
And once that happens, it usually
swells.
gets more and more,
Okay.
more and more,
Fills up.
because the rate at which your blood is coming out,
pumping.
you've seen, like, in the horror movies that you don't like, that you
Yeah.
watch
I
and
love.
you sleep through. You've heard all the thing that, something happens and the blood
Yes.
squirts, because it has to be pushed at that high of a rate to
For it to
move
get
all
to
around
where
the
it's
body.
supposed to go.
Yep.
But that also, that high rate, that
Intensity.
hemodynamic, anything is hemo is
Hemoglobin, hemo
yeah, or
something.
a homosexual if you love blood.
Oh,
no, I
I
made
love
that up.
that.
I made that up.
I like that.
I made that up.
I'm a homosexual. Does that count?
No, I couldn't tell.
You know,
I
you're-
don't see
you're
colors.
Not the only one. I get that all the time.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, it's like it baffles them. Every time I say, "Oh,
From
I'm,
humans?
I'm gay. I'm with my husband," and
Yeah.
they go, "Really?
Really?
I mean,
and who are these people?
Yeah,
And then do they
exactly.
sell you
They're
the Brooklyn?
blind?
Yeah, they sell you and deaf, and they sell you the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh my God.
Hemodynamic, the way blood moves through your body.
Yes.
I've had to learn a lot about it,
Yeah.
only because to explain that's what's going on, that's what happens. So it gets trapped, and your blood doesn't feed your brain, doesn't
Right.
feed the other things.
And then
And
starts
it's,
But is this something that is detectable?
here's the thing. The aneurysm,
Okay.
no symptoms. Terrifying.
Yeah.
So unless
Because
they
it just
find it,
happens.
well, the aneurysm is the part like this, and it's not doing anything. There's no feeling. Every once in a while, if the aneurysm is very big, right where it's coming up from the heart, believe it or not, it's big enough on the inside to touch your esophagus.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
And sometimes people go in.
Because you feel
they go in
something
for.
unusual.
They go in for.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And then they do an X-ray. That's like good catch, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not something that
not
usually
standard.
right. But sometimes they find it, and this is not the gold standard at all. But in an X-ray, like for work or for insurance or something, I tried not to say insurance because I'm from Ohio, but I don't care.
Insurance.
Insurance.
Yeah.
Insurance.
They will see, because you don't see the aorta, but you would see everything else moving out of the way
Yeah.
if the aneurysm is big enough. Now, before that, if you know it's in your family, like
course you can
John's
get
brother, so John passed away 2003.
Wow.
John's brother Tom in 2007 had a little mini stroke. Now he has cerebral palsy, so strokes are part
That
of
was he had a
his
twin brother,
life.
right?
He's not his twin brother. He's just a few months. What do you call it? Catholic twins, Boston twins,
Yeah,
Irish
yeah.
twins, whatever. He's a little bit older.
Right.
But so he had this little mini stroke, and as they were going to do the thing and push dye, you know how they do I went, don't. He hasn't had his yearly echo. So all of John's 4 kids,
Yep.
Tom, all first-degree relatives have a yearly echo, just like we're talking about breast cancer, where you get that mammogram
Yes.
to
To see
see
if
if
you
it's
got
changing,
the-
to see if the aneurysm.
So is
So
something
John's,
like-
but John's brothers, it was caught. He had an aneurysm
We
right.
saw him at the
Tom, you met Tom.
Yeah.
Right where the John's was.
Yes.
So he went up to Stanford and had had it changed
Fixed.
out. Had
And you
his
can
had
fix
his
it.
arch.
So it's totally an easy.
Well,
fit.
it's not
It's
easy.
not easy, but
open,
it can
it's
be.
open chest surgery. If you
Wow.
have an aneurysm on this side, there are other ways they can do it besides opening up your chest, because they go through the bottom of
But-
your aorta.
Right.
There's a lot
But
of.
to think there is a solution.
That's the thing.
There-
And
that's the
If
key.
it's detected,
Yeah.
Right.
then you're able to figure out.
And you can even, and so I'm sorry,
No,
I
no.
love
no.
that you guys
No,
know
I'm-
about stuff because you've been to the
Yeah,
to the
well,
thing.
And
you
we
know what,
we
if
get
you-
educated every time we come to the event every year. I have
and
to
we
tell
do
you,
our
we do
best because it's just that little bit. But John
it's a
But
lot
you
of
make
fun, let
it-
me tell
but you
you.
do
It
make
is a
it
lot
in-
of fun too.
blast.
You
It's
do
a
make it
lot
in
of fun.
idiot terms for us, thank
no,
God.
no, it's not, because there's got to be lay people language for it, or else
Yeah.
the doctors do 2 things.
Okay.
in my opinion, and I've only been doing this for 21 years.
Yeah.
The doctors can do a great job of explaining it, or they can do two things. Be over your head with all this esoteric stuff, and you feel like an idiot. So you're like, I'm sorry,
Right.
I don't know. And they're like, well, da, da, da. Or they dumb it down so much, and this is a bad thing. Because there are so many people then who have had an aortic dissection that we know, because we have thousands of people that we
Of course, because you're
know.
doing.
But if they dumb it down, does that the
Here- no,
people
I'll tell you
think that,
why.
oh, it's no big deal?
No,
and-
it's because, so if somebody passes away from it,
Yeah.
and the doctor's explaining, what did this person die from? Your brother, your kid. It's equal opportunity life effer-upper,
Sure.
any age, anything. And they'll say, well, it's an aortic, like, what's that? And the doctor might say, it's like next to your heart. And they go, is it like a heart attack? And the doctor's just like, yeah. So then that person
Because
doesn't
then they
know
think they don't
that
get
they
the
might
details.
be genetically at risk.
So it's a genetic thing.
It's genetic. So John's brother, now they know
Okay.
Tex Ritter,
Yeah.
who in his 60s was bailing one of his band members out of jail in Nashville and just kind of grabbed his heart and fell over, grabbed his chest.
And then they thought it
So
was
they
a heart
put it in,
attack.
yeah. So now we know it's not as rare as people think.
Right.
Because more people are having imaging where they're seeing inside, and what we're working on also is for medical examiners all over, and every state is different, every county is different, so it's hard
But
in
the
America.
fact that you're able to get people to recognize and find different techniques that they already had to adopt.
Exactly,
so that
for
they're
this.
Right.
to
Because there used to be
specifically
kind of like
isolate.
off-label for some of these things, and
Yeah.
now it's de rigueur. It's the way that you do it. Here's what's interesting to me is that when John first passed away, I couldn't find really any information that I was looking for, because there are syndromes that people die from an aortic dissection, but in those syndromes you can kind of tell people look a little different from the outside. From what's going on here, not so much. So the genetic stuff is really important. Our CEO, Meredith, who's probably, you've seen her get up on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Many
She
times.
had an aortic dissection while she was 37 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
And she lived, baby lived. She had a emergency C-section and open chest surgery on the same night on the same table. And the reason that she lived is because her mom had had an aortic dissection and miraculously lived. So when she was there in all this pain, and she was able to say, so instead of them taking her to the this or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
that, or
Yeah.
going,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
labor,
Or
Yeah.
she
just-
said, my mom had an aortic dissection.
So they knew
Got
what
her,
to do.
life flighted her to the place that saved her life.
Wow.
And then when she was sent to, it was like 10 years ago, I met her, and she found out she was the 5th aortic dissection in 4 generations.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
but what we have is besides John Ritter Foundation for Aortic Health, John Ritter Research Program in Aortic and Vascular Diseases, which is a genetic research program. When John passed away, there was one gene mutation identified that people could be tested for. Now there are dozens. Thank you.
Right, right.
Money, you have to. I mean, for
I mean, it's
research.
kind of
It's amazing. And
bittersweet, though,
that-
that he
100%.
passed and then
Oh,
has
that,
helped
yeah.
so many people.
Yeah, but it's
now.
I know. And it's like it would be so great if he was alive, like Michael J. Fox, and going out there and talking about
Right.
Parkinson's and that.
Right.
But it happens. This is like the greater family. We all felt like we knew John and loved John, so
Yeah.
we're paying attention. But this is what happens all over in families, in
Everywhere.
Meredith's
Yeah,
family,
but nobody
where somebody
nobody
dies.
really knew about
And
this,
then-
right?
No, but
Until
somebody
you brought
somebody
it
dies, and
attention
then
to
in
it.
the investigation of figuring it out,
Yeah.
they're like, "Hold on, this could be genetic. Hold on, I didn't see that happening," and so I just wanted to put all the information out there because I trust people. I
Sure.
was
don't
gonna say,
talk
here's the
baby
other
talk.
thing. You
Yeah.
end up going to the hospital. You're thinking you're signed up to be at the best hospital. You're signed up to be with the best doctors, but anything's possible.
Anything's
And you
possible,
don't know.
and it's not the first thing on their mind
No.
because, of course, heart
Right.
attacks are
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much more
Prevalent.
common.
I mean, it's just the
But if it's something that's imitating a heart attack in your capacity to understand it,
Right.
you need to rule out that it's something else before blood thinners. That's what imagine
Do
John
you
was
know if
bleeding to death
Prenovo-
inside.
Yeah.
There's a new way of
Oh, the
being able-
Prenovo scans.
Do you think
I've
that-
heard, I've seen about that.
Can that detect it?
Wait, is Pronovo the one that's about cancer or about
The whole-
it's
they do a
about
whole
the
body
whole
scan,
body scan,
and they tell
what they
you
do is
anything.
They identify if you have something that you need to look out
Okay,
for?
so
Yeah.
John had a full body scan.
Oh, he had.
Yeah, there was
Did it
one.
show?
It's controversial to me. It showed. We sued.
Oh,
That
okay.
part of it we did. We
Yeah.
did not win, but there was some
Technicality.
shitty hijinks with the jury, but we did not. And we had the opportunity to go back and do a retrial.
Right.
I couldn't do it. 6 weeks of sitting there in that
And
courtroom
having to-
And reliving
in
everything, right?
Glendale,
And-
thank
yeah.
God, it was
Yeah.
all my people were there, all my Lebanese people. So
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
Armenian.
yeah, that were just like waiting outside the courtroom for
Armenian
hugging me.
power
I
all
know,
day.
but I mean the actual trial part, because we did do some settlements, but the actual trial part was brutal. I
It's
mean, on
brutal.
Valentine's Day, just happened to be
Yeah.
they show the angiogram up there, watching John's heart, like how far away from the end of this, like counting down, and I'm like, so it's good to dissociate sometimes,
Mhm.
but the minute that trial was over and I was allowed to really speak
Like talk about it or at
freely
least,
and
yeah.
do more, that's behind me. The thing I learned from the trial, the most
Yeah.
important thing, and I work with doctors that were on the other side of the
other
aisle.
side.
Yeah.
You know, not my favorite thing, but
Sure.
I'll take their information anytime.
Of
But
course.
part of it was, as they're talking about the standard of care, they've all got a bunch of different books out from like 1930, and this one's from 1950. I'm like, what? So
Wow.
knowing that was crazy, in 2010, the first guidelines for the treatment and management of thoracic aortic dissection came out. I was part of the
Put
thing
together.
that put together, and then we took out 10 rules from there called Ritter rules that are more lay people friendly.
Look at you. You
Right.
go from Ohio to West Hollywood via New York.
You forgot Detroit. I went to Detroit first,
Detroit.
and that's where I learned most
Wait a
of
minute.
everything.
My big question is, why the
Actress
fuck did
model.
you go to Detroit? Who goes to Detroit?
It was on
Because
the way to New York.
it wasn't. It's the other way. Like you
I
said,
know.
I went
My
to
husband
college.
does not know
Here's
geography.
why. Here's why. Let me tell you. ADHD. Boys are diagnosed around 7 years old. Girls are diagnosed around 35 years old. So I had undiagnosed wild style ADHD. I was the second. Like there were 18 girls in my class, and
Yeah.
I was all girls, and I was like 113th in terms of grades and whatever, but I was the speaker at graduation and the this
Yep.
and the that and the smarty pants and the artist and I wrote the class song and all
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
crap. So
Keep drinking your
I
coffee,
I
too,
couldn't, so I
David, 'cause-
couldn't,
Take a few more sips
I
and I'll
couldn't get
roll
him
it
to
out.
shit my pants.
Well,
so
you know what? We got a bathroom downstairs. Don't you feel like you're in Ohio? We're on Dayton.
it was very granular. Is that supposed to happen?
Yes.
Those are the grinds he's going to read.
No,
But
but
flip
how
it
are
the
we going to
other
read
way.
them?
Turn
Okay.
it yeah, because that's how you were drinking.
There you
it.
go.
Stay on the same side.
Yeah.
Is that because you're on that side?
No,
She's
I'm
drinking
the
on
other side.
my face, by the way.
Drinking on your face. Anyway, so Detroit, I could get in. It was a Catholic school.
Okay.
I brought my art portfolio,
Oh, I
got
love
in on
that.
an art
You went to wherever they would
scholarship.
take you.
Yeah, and they said, well,
Yeah.
you're on probation. And so I made it through the first semester, and then I just did theater the whole time, and then I left before
How old
I
were
don't-
you when you went to Detroit?
17 turning 18.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
college, but I
You
didn't
were a
graduate.
teenager.
There was a time.
There was a time.
This is making me
Jittery?
see things. No.
No.
I live
You
jittery.
feel good.
This is good. Now
Yeah.
look it. If for ADHD you give stimulants, maybe this is what I medicated myself with. Not the Armenian brand. but
Coffee, right?
Coffee.
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Sudafed.
I have
whatever.
ADHD as well, and
Do you take medicine?
I
he
don't.
ma-
I just drink
So
coffee.
he married Armenian. He thought that could kind of counterbalance everything.
this is
Why-
very
why not?
delicious.
It is good,
Is
right?
it all over my teeth?
No.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You still look 42.
Like I was born in 42.
Fuck you. You're not kidding me.
Okay. Should we talk about fashion
I
stuff?
do. Well, we're going to.
I don't know anything.
We do a runway rundown, but
Oh,
before
God,
we
I
just
don't
want
know
to
what
get
that
to know
means.
you a little bit more about your
I
acting
want
career.
everybody to get to know you a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Because
You know what it is? When
My life
you
is an open sore. I
Listen,
mean, book.
when you see people on television,
Yeah.
when you connect with them on the platform that they're on,
Yeah.
and what they're doing and who they portray or the
Yeah.
nuances about the character itself, you seem to connect with them and you think you know them. And then you show up at a foundation and they're on stage and
Did you
they're
think I
telling
was
you about a
different than
narrative,
being
and I
the-
thought to myself,
The mean Karen I play all these years.
I'm
I
like,
do
this
play
bitch-
bitches. I
This
play-
bitch is fierce.
because
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah, but we had seen you.
But we know you.
We met you for how many
Yeah,
years ago?
we've known you
All
at
the
different
time,
Gifting
all the-
suites.
all
So many
the
times we just
different
kept bouncing
gifting
into each
suites.
other, and
Yeah.
events we kept running into each other, and then we just became friends. It's really nice.
But it's nice to share something so poignant that you've gone through that
Yeah,
only
it's
you
great.
could understand what it feels like to be.
You know what's? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
What you're saying is right. The idea that like you're the only one that can understand it, and because I know, and not just being a widow, but this
Yeah.
particular thoracic aortic dissection, trying to find stuff about it, people going, it's like a heart attack. I'm like, no, that's how he died, because people were saying that.
Right.
It's lonely, and so we did 2 giant sessions, so now we have 40 people that are it's my agent.
Wait,
Come
Davey's
on!
agent.
Taken off early, obviously. Hi. But that are called the aorta advocates.
Mm-hmm.
So peer-to-peer, like not just counseling, but just somebody to call and talk to about it, and be able to remind
it's like
someone.
a hotline.
What
to be
are
able
the
to figure
statistics
things
on it?
out.
How many people actually have this? Or
I don't know the
is it-
statistics.
I mean, is it?
I mean, I
is
think
it
for
a-
me,
Yeah.
every time I look at my website, that
Yep.
johnritterfoundation.org,
Yep.
every time I look at it, I'm like, is this different? They're like, yeah, they've done a different survey.
There's
And there's
another
a,
count.
so
There's
it's a
something else
lot.
added.
And overall, I mean, feel free to misquote me, because
That's
I don't know
okay.
what I'm talking about. But aortic aneurysm
Yeah.
and dissection kills a lot of people
but it's not
a
even
lot of
Unnecessarily
even
though, because
recorded.
they could catch it if they.
unnecessarily,
Right.
because you can catch it before you're born. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate to say, but it's like in Meredith's family, that's a CEO.
Yep.
So they've all been tested, and they know now which of them is kind of in line for this, so they watch it, and
Okay.
which ones aren't. Now, the ones that have the
Yeah.
gene mutation,
Yep.
their kids are 50-50, just like John's kids are 50-50.
And do they get tested every year?
You
They
bet
do.
your
Yeah.
booty.
It's like
they
a
do.
mammogram.
Okay.
It's like you should go in.
Yeah.
You
It
should get
is, because
tested.
it's something that.
Do you
can
recommend
catch.
that if people don't have it in their family, or they don't know that they had it in their family at one point or another, that it's something that they should just ask for to go
Now
in?
look it. I get in trouble because I'm like, yeah, but that's expensive.
Sure.
But the thing is, if you went, I'm putting the coffee down for a second.
Go for
Wait,
it.
let me
Yeah,
take
go
a big
ahead.
swig of it. Am I going
Yeah,
to
you're good. Do it.
Is it supposed
Where's
to be?
her water?
Right here.
God,
Give her some water.
it's delicious. Are you pouring it out?
Yeah, yeah. So you can read the grounds
Yeah.
after.
That reminds me of the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Remember that?
Well, it's probably going to read like one.
Why, is it going to be bad?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
We'll have to take a look.
No.
What was I talking about? See,
Um,
ADHD.
I know. Me too. But what were we talking about?
She's famous. She's popular. She's gorgeous. And for 62, that bitch is hot.
I know. We were talking about John's kids with getting the test
Everybody
every
gets.
year.
Everybody
And
gets
my
tested.
question is, because I'm curious about this, is
And
this
we
something
don't
that
we in our family,
Yeah.
we don't know what the gene mutation is yet, because
Yeah.
that's something that and there, like I said, there's a bunch that you can look for in Meredith's family.
Yeah.
Like I said, there are people ruled in and ruled out. The way that it's inherited is something called autosomal dominant, which
Okay.
just means because there's different ways.
Oh,
people
my
go,
goodness.
See, I don't know-
I'm a teacher, but I don't even know what
But
the hell
listen,
that is.
well, I had to figure
you're a
it out.
fashion design teacher? You make it sound like you're a fucking math teacher.
But still, I have
No,
teacher
you need
in
to
my
know
title.
this. But let me tell you, because the way we learned
Yeah.
in high school and my 5 seconds of college,
Yeah.
the way you learn about genetics with Mendel and the beans and the fruit fly, whatever
Oh,
it was,
yeah,
right? Like
God.
Gregor,
Yep.
is, well, it comes through here, and maybe you have blue eyes, not because the mailman fucked your mom, but because of your grandma and whatever. Like, and those are different kinds of inheritance. Autosomal dominant means if one of your parents
yeah.
had this gene mutation,
Yes.
then you are 50-50, whether it comes from your dad's side or your mom's side into that slot. So you don't know. If you have the gene mutation, each one of your kids is 50-50 at risk.
Well, when you
But what
were
I don't
saying the mailman fucked your mother
my
and then
God.
used the word inheritance, my brain went in a whole different direction.
Of
Oh,
course
but
it
I'm
did.
saying when people like blue eyes and brown eyes, like when you're kidding, it's like, does going bald comes from your mom's dad's side? None
Yeah.
of that's all
It doesn't even-
crapola.
it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
But when we're a
irrelevant.
kid, whoever was teaching you, I had some very lovely nuns. They taught me
I did too.
everything
I went
they
to
know.
Catholic school.
Where'd you go?
I went to St. Christopher's.
Where?
West Covina, California.
Look at you, fancy.
Yeah, I was an altar boy.
alter lifestyle. You altered a lot since
Let me tell
then.
ya. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alterations.
Oh my
Do you know
God.
about that store called Alter?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, you go in there, Amy, it's got all your kind of flouncy stuff. And it had a lot of Christian stuff going on. I realized it spelled like altar. It's like a Catholic
It's like,
Christian store.
Did you not see how they write their symbol?
No, I don't. I didn't pay
Oh.
attention. I just go to the sale rack. Okay, let's talk
I'm
about
gonna go
other
with
stuff.
you. I'm gonna go with you next time.
You and I would be funny.
Yeah.
Somebody
That would
could
be fun.
Oh, I know.
That
We're
would
going
be
bring the
fun.
camera to the. Would you? I know nothing. I'll
Yes.
do whatever you say.
Go shopping.
But I want you to teach me how to.
He's so good at that.
I
just
do it
really-
with my eyes closed now. I could be on the phone doing so many other. It's like
Hand or
multitasking.
like this, you do?
All of it. We were
My
getting ready to
toes.
go to an event on
I
Friday.
can't thread a needle.
No,
anymore.
Saturday,
Oh
and
my God.
But I
the
don't
button
have a
came
trick.
off my pants, and I don't know how to sew a fucking button on my pants.
What?
I
So
told
I'm
him I said
standing
put
there,
the belt on and
and
let's
he's
go. We're
getting-
late.
I'm
I
standing
take
there,
the
he
buttons
does
off
it.
so I can put a belt and have a little room there for a little Thanksgiving dinner.
Honey, we have Ozempic
I should
for
show
that.
you. I'm a guy. What happened?
We just shoot
We have
ourselves.
Ozempic for that.
We just shoot ourselves.
Are you
up
both?
so we
Are you
can get
both on
sick.
it?
I
you
do
like
it
it?
once a month. I lost
Is it-
55 pounds on it.
Is it the actual Ozempic or
No,
something?
it's
Semaglutide.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Is
let
it a
me
shot?
let me rephrase because we don't really
It's a
know
shot.
what's in the vial. It's clear. I don't know where it came from. We don't ask. We picked it up. The doctor in Beverly Hills had it delivered.
It's a don't ask, don't
I-
tell situation.
I put it in the syringe. I pull it out. I stick it in our belly, and I'm like, okay, we'll hope for the best.
and you lose
And
55
does
pounds.
it do the thing that they're saying that it takes that food conversation noise in your head away? 'Cause
No,
some
I'm
people
still
are
freaking hungry, but it just keeps pressing forward and losing weight.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really bizarre. It's
You
really
don't
good.
I mean,
lose
speaking
more
of
than you
off,
need to.
speaking of off-label, and I have no
Yeah.
dog in this fight. I don't know that much about it. There are so many things now that they're finding out they're using it for.
Yeah,
Yes.
If you have Alzheimer's or dementia and stuff like
They're
that.
now saying that
Yeah.
semaglutide Ozempic
Why did
is
you point
good
to
for
him for
that.
that?
Oh,
my
because
mother,
his
my mother had
family,
Alzheimer's.
he's got that.
And
Really?
she passed from Alzheimer's.
I
Yeah.
am so sorry.
My grandmother passed
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Alzheimer's.
Oh, it's in my family.
My
So-
uncle, like
It's in my
yeah.
family too.
And I always, I mean, it's
Is-
nothing to joke about, but I always tell
Yeah.
them, please don't tell me you have it because I'm still your husband.
Well, let me tell you something. This
Hard.
is this with Parkinson's, Huntington's,
Yeah.
and things that are treatable but not curable.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of times when we're talking about genetics,
Yep.
people go, I hear people go, I don't
don't
want to
wanna
know if I'm
know.
going to have an aortic dissection. I'm like, yes, you do, because that one is curable.
Exactly.
If you see it coming and you just
At least
change
you
out
can
your
figure
frickin'
out a way
you
to
frick-
do it.
Exactly.
You figure
Okay.
it. But
Would
it
you do
comes
a
from that thing.
23 and me?
I've done all of it. I have
You would?
You?
I'm a genetic freaking. You have no idea.
I
See,
don't
we haven't
know.
we haven't done it
Researcher,
yet. We
because
would
I
like to
do-
do
I'm
it.
afraid to do it because
Well,
I'm
wait,
like, I barely
they're
like
not
the
go-
family I have. I don't know if I want to find any more randoms like that.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, so there's two. There's the ancestry part, which I
Yeah.
actually do.
And
I've
then there's
helped,
a genetic one
I've helped
too, right?
people.
The
It's the
genetic one.
same
Yeah.
thing, but I help people like find their birth parents and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've been working
you
on
do?
genetic stuff for a long
Oh
time.
my God! Please
just with
call
that.
in for that
Oh,
one.
that's
DM
interesting.
me.
But the thing about you what could it hurt to know
It doesn't.
something's
I
coming?
agree.
It
100%.
But look at
But when you have a bad experience with your family, you're like, I don't want to find
Honey,
any more in
my
the woodwork.
my mom-
I do not want you to call me. I don't want you to
So
tell
what
me
I
off.
did is I did the 23andMe, and then
Yeah.
you legally own those results.
Okay.
You already have that if you've done that, if you've done Ancestry, if you've done
So you
MyHeritage,
can
any
use
of
it
that.
for other purposes, is what
There are
you're
other ways
saying.
you can load it into if you've saved it like in a zip file or whatever.
Yeah.
There used to be a thing, and now it's very monetized, and it's a little, I don't like it, but it was called Prometheus. And for a while, it was just out there in the world where you could load your
You know what I
whatever
really
into-
want to know? How many other bitches were gay in my fucking side of the family so that I can prove them that I'm
my
not the only
God.
gay one, I'm not the first
I
one,
don't think the
and they
test
should have been kind
proves
to me.
that.
They were cruel to you?
Oh,
The test
awful.
doesn't prove
From
gay
where
or
are you?
not. Oh my
Awful.
Where are you from?
I was born in Kuwait, but I
Yeah.
grew up here in LA. And
Yeah.
you think you bring me to LA.
It doesn't matter. The old ways.
I was going to be gay whether I was
Yes.
here or there. I was
Yeah.
just going to probably end up with an Arab instead of an American. I don't know.
You still could. I'm sitting right here. Didn't we just get married?
I know.
I know we got
that's true,
engaged.
too.
Oh
we
my
got
God.
This
We got
throuple.
engaged.
Okay.
We're going to do therapy
I'm
together.
scared.
No, you'll be good. We're gonna do it.
I'm going to do it at the end.
I want to ask you about your acting career because I want to
Oh,
get back
God.
to that.
acting career.
Yeah,
It
I
was
do.
a-
No, I want to get back to
Why
that.
She
I
got
I want
off
to get back because I remember watching you
No.
on
You mean
Days of Our Lives. Lives.
Oh my God!
You
were
were
on Days
on
of Our
Days of Our-
Lives.
Didn't you?
I was
Yes.
on Months of Our Lives. I was on for a couple months.
Yeah, but you had a pretty big.
I
character.
did.
You did.
And
I
the
remember.
Do you remember Patricia Darbo?
I think that was after me and or before me. What
Yeah,
year was this?
she's come before and after.
I
She's
was on
Chloe's
after
mom.
Marlena got kidnapped.
By
I
Orpheus.
came on by Orpheus.
Yes,
and
I remember.
And
I watched
played.
it.
I played Orpheus's sister.
I remember.
So I was. What was my name?
Orpheus.
Sister-in-law.
Oh, Olivia was my
Yeah,
name.
Olivia
and my niece is actually
Reed,
named after
right?
that. Yeah. Like Oliver Reed,
I'm
but
telling
He
Olivia.
knows
you,
everything because he has
Days, I was a
VHSs.
fanatic. with
My
my mom.
sister Anne, who is 80 now,
Okay.
when she had her son, who's
Mm-hmm.
just a couple years younger than I am, and she was like walking. She was no breastfeeding. There was like a bottle, so this is 1965 or whatever.
Yep.
And she was like, I don't know, he can't settle down. And the doctor's like, this because you don't settle down. You need to sit down and turn on the TV. I don't watch TV. Sat down, turned it on. Dun,
Days of
dun,
Our
dun.
Lives.
First episode. She watched it all the way through, and then when it switched over to being on Peacock,
Yeah.
I had to buy Peacock.
Oh, you
For
bought her
her,
Peacock
for
so
her.
she can
God bless
continue
you.
watching it.
Is
I
that
love it.
illegal? Whatever.
Then that's the problem. He used to watch this with his mom. The whole time. That
you
was
know
their
what? It
bonding
is.
time.
It was.
You know what was my bonding with my mom? Well, everything, but also General Hospital every day after school.
Do you know Carolyn Hennessy?
No.
Oh my God, she's
Who's
the
that?
Oh, yeah,
district
she's-
attorney.
She's been on the show
General
for many,
Hospital
many
with the
years.
red
General
hair.
Hospital.
For how long?
She's a bad bitch.
20 years, maybe.
Honey,
15,
I was
20 years.
watching it in the 70s.
She's a
Oh,
DA
I wasn't even
on it.
born.
Shut up.
Oh,
We're multiplying you by 0 right now.
Would you go back to Days?
Yeah.
Would you
of
do-
course. I would love to. Listen,
Yeah.
I
You love
can't tell
doing
you how
it.
much I love to work. And I have to say, I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm supposed to be like, because I'm a storyteller at heart and the narrative. It's like, no, I love the little families
Yeah.
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah.
I like that. I like solving, like logic problems.
Mm-hmm.
I like,
Yeah.
I mean, my problem is, don't not hire me because of this, but I like to be in everybody. I love wardrobe. I like making little things.
Can I tell you?
I love sound.
Can I
I
tell you
make
that
all
I
these little
do-
MacGyver
So you got to come
things.
back and he's got to
I
teach
do
you how to sew.
costume design for soap operas.
Yeah, yeah.
And other shows.
Stop.
Yeah.
And I just finished the stint that I did for the Bay, the Emmy-winning show on Peacock.
Yeah.
So you know, it's the same story.
I
They all
love-
die and they all make up. They all come from back.
They all
from
come
the
back,
dead.
evil twin.
They
the whole
have
thing.
evil twins. Oh, we had an evil twin on my
Yes.
cast too. It was great. Yeah. Totally different.
But I love-
She even had an accent.
But don't
That
you
was funny.
think that it? I mean, I'd probably.
Oh, her name was Olivia.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the tea leaves, not tea coffee.
Coffee.
Here's my. When I'm on a set, like I just did a couple like little short films, which I love. That's
Yeah.
the best. And I try not to get in anybody else's lane, but if I see them like struggling with a sound thing, I'm like, well, if you put it up here and you put a thing and because after all these years of learning
kinda
all these
know how
tricks
to
from
do it.
wardrobe,
Of course.
from makeup, from
Yeah.
Of course.
lighting, all that stuff. But I've decided, I tell everybody, I'm like, I'm sorry, I may veer into your lane, but here will be the warning. That's my blinker. Like I'm about to go into
Oh, it's
your
like
lane.
Carol Burnett and you know what?
No,
I
but this
need a
is turning on
warning.
From Palm
turning
Royale.
turning on to the
I need a warning. What's my warning?
that you're gonna do. Like you're gonna go into
This
somebody
is
else.
Bewitched.
Oh my
This
God.
is Carol Burnett. That's I Dream of
I
Jeannie.
dream of
Yeah.
Jeannie.
Oh, I know. I know what
How about
mine
this?
is. No. I got one better.
That's Cher.
Oh, bitch!
No, what do you always do?
What do I do?
Your resting bitch face that you always
Let's
do.
see it.
I do. I have a rest. I have.
Can your faces rest? I don't know what else you're putting in. Wait! I've got a great thing. Restylane bitch face. I just made it up.
Restylane, I love it.
Isn't that
You go like
hilarious?
this all the time. He always has to go like this so that he shows the ring. Always. No,
Oh.
always.
No,
Every
no, no.
picture.
I know what mine
Oh,
is.
wait,
You should have gotten him earrings.
I'm gonna do this.
That's it. That's the
No,
look.
this like
Paul is touching.
That means a whole different thing, honey. That's my only.
for our
fan page.
listeners that are not watching on YouTube and just listening, Paul.
oh my gosh, I never thought about people just listening.
I know, right?
I touched the corners of my
do.
mouth as if I didn't
You
have
just
it.
finished a good time with in an afternoon little quickie.
That just
I
reminded
forget.
me.
Was it
It's
this
quick?
been
morning,
a
Paul.
minute. It's
Was
been
it
a minute.
always quick?
No.
It was always a long time, and it was
What are you
always a
talking
good
about
time.
blowjobs?
All of it.
Giving?
Yes.
I don't remember, honey. I don't remember. It seemed
No
I
way.
was fine at it. Yeah. Everything's good.
I love doing them.
Look at the.
Well,
wait.
can I
Look at the.
say-
Well,
Roof, wait. Look at the roof of my mouth. Don't be scared.
What's wrong with it? Oh, you were amazing.
There was a reason.
Did you
Jo-
see that?
There was a reason John was
There's
always
a-
smiling.
There's a
There's a.
there's a spot.
There's a.
just for it.
You
Yes.
see what it is? So it's
Oh
it's just
my God.
the roof of my mouth comes down and like dips down
Oh
like
my
a
God,
little
it's
tickler.
You know, it's taking its shape.
Thank you.
Let me tell you, good job, girl.
Thanks.
I love it.
Oh
Do you
my
want to
God.
feel it? Come here.
This is funny. Paul is now feeling the inside
Oh my
of
God, I'm
Amy's
excited.
roof of her
Oh,
mouth.
This is too much.
Did you feel it?
I got a boner. Oh
No,
my
you did
God,
not.
it's
No, you did not. But
insane.
isn't that weird? It's like a
That's
little
crazy,
weird
but that's
shape
like-
in there. If you know, you know.
That's
Oh my God, I want to touch you.
Do you have one?
As soon as we go home, I'm going to touch his.
I know.
This is becoming
I think
very.
it's called a toral something. It's
Something, but
it's the
that was like,
opposite-
oh my God,
it's the
it's the whole
opposite of a cleft
thing.
palate. I'm sorry.
You know what? I think
Oh.
you need to start an OnlyFans.
Oh, gross.
Oh my God.
Seriously.
For what? By the way, on WikiFeet, I get bad reviews. Do you know about
Don't way,
WikiFeet?
Yeah,
You're
do your feet
kidding
show up
me.
on WikiFeet?
Not in a good way. They're like,
Can
well, you know, but
mine
she's a
show
good
up?
actress.
Oh fuck.
Yes,
No.
but wear something where your toes
Yeah, you
show.
gotta-
No, my
Okay, I'm gonna
kids.
have to wear
my
heels?
kids told me about this. I'm like, what are you doing on there? Because
Yeah.
Jason, I think, gets good reviews.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm totally.
They
can't
take
remember.
pictures of your feet and they
Who
put them
takes?
on there.
No,
and
they
rate
don't
them.
take pictures. They find
Well, they
pictures
find
of
them
your
and they rate
feet.
them.
But
Yeah.
Oh, because you're wearing open-toe shoes.
Yeah,
because-
but I've got flat feet and
No,
little
but you're-
Fred Flintstone toes
me
and like
tell
that.
you, you're
Pinky
beautiful,
toe doesn't
though.
even have a nail on it.
Poor thing.
I am effed up.
She needs. She needs.
Guess-
she
see
needs.
my
a
You don't want to
little-
see my
my
feet.
boots?
She needs one of those.
Guess how
little-
many times I put the same? I fix up these boots. I've been wearing these for 10 years.
What?
You don't want to see the feet.
Yeah, but these boots look brand new. They look nice.
Yeah.
So do you? So does
No,
that,
they're fine.
So when you go shopping, does that alter the way you're gonna shop for shoes when you thought you could shop for shoes
Yeah.
unconditionally before?
Yeah, no,
and all
I
of
can't.
A sudden you're like, ah, I need a
No,
clothes.
no. But it's they can look pretty, but I know specifically. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, that's my podiatrist. Hello,
We don't care who they are.
Dr. Feet.
Paul, your
what did I
phone
tell
is
you?
supposed to be turned off.
Nobody calls me. It's probably
Jesus.
a scam. I don't.
It's
know
a,
these
answer it.
people.
Let's answer it.
No.
Come on. Why? What does it really say? Is that your drug dealer?
Baby.
Is that your Ozempic
My
dealer?
drug dealer already delivered the goods. You drank them.
What was it?
Okay.
No, it's not.
Oh.
No.
I've never done cocaine. Is that what it tastes like?
No, Armenian coffee.
I
It's good
hope-
though,
I
right?
don't
It is
know.
good. It is good.
I wouldn't know the difference.
What's the
because
difference
it's
between
only-
Armenian coffee? Oh, I know. Blah, 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 blah. Coffee and Lebanese coffee because I've had. Is it the same thing? It's just that rich.
These beans come from the mountains of Armenia. So the organic and the height of where they and
Well,
their-
my
and the fact-
my genes come from the mountains of Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Turza,
Lebanon.
Nord Lebanon.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
okay,
Jebel. It's called Jebel.
what's called Jebel?
Jebel is the mountains of Lebanon.
Jebel.
Oh.
Jebel.
Is
How
that where
about-
Noah's Ark is?
No,
No,
that's
it's in
Ararat.
Armenia.
That's Mount Ararat.
Mount
But that's
Ararat.
Armenia.
Yeah.
That
Yes,
was former Armenia,
but not
right?
Jebel. It's Mount Ararat,
Je-
and we don't know if
Jebel
that's
is
true.
the-
Do we think that's true?
Yeah, of course.
Noah's Ark?
I saw a picture of it.
Well, I've seen lots of
It's
pictures.
on Google.
I've seen a picture of you holding a woman's hand. That doesn't mean shit.
It was on Google. It's on
Everything's on Google.
Your feet are on Google.
God,
Your
don't look.
podiatrist just called.
Don't look.
He wants to put a toe on your pinky.
Noah's Arch.
I mean,
it's
not
a
a
foot
toe,
joke.
but
I don't know. That's kind of interesting. The Noah's Ark theory. I don't
Yeah,
know,
it's
maybe.
It's
on-
just okay. Don't start.
because it was the highest point.
But
And-
wait, so you believe in the Bible that two of each animal?
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah, and I think some of them were gay. That's how we turned out.
That's
'Cause what if they
interesting.
didn't want to mate?
But do you understand how to do evolution? You're talking about if you talk about genetics, you have to understand evolution.
Yeah.
The reason your little doggy is so small is because somebody quote unquote played God
And
put-
genetically made her,
genetically
right?
made them. Da 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 da. That's how
No, but
animals.
she's really that small.
Because they
I
genetically
don't mean that
made
somebody
the
shrunk
breed.
her.
They made the
I
breed,
mean, my
right?
favorite is when
No,
people
but
are
that
like
breed
saying,
comes like that.
but it's a breed. It's not a wolf. So and there was like one couple kinds of
Oh.
wolves that then became dogs, and now all the different breeds.
Well,
are
why
from
the hell
wolf.
is she this fucking expensive? Because I mean, if she's off
Because you're a sucker.
What the hell?
'Cause
She
you're a
was-
Because
sucker.
she's worth
my
every
Hermes-
penny.
But
she's
the
my
best
Hermes
is
Birkin.
when
This
you
bitch is
Will
my
she let me
Hermes
hold her, or she
Birkin.
will?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
No way.
She will.
No way. Oh
Will
my
she bite
God.
me?
Not
Can I see
now,
her?
but
Okay, our producers are telling us we have to ask you about Mermaid.
There is a producer.
Yeah, we have producers. Mermaid 2.
Mermaid
No.
2.
Splash 2.
Oh, you played the
Splash!
mermaid in Splash 2.
Yes, it was a Disney Sunday
So
night
you
TV movie.
Was it the same role as Daryl Hannah?
Yes, I was Madison. It's terrible. But
You were Daryl Hannah and I missed this one?
if
I
I
was
was
like,
Daryl
I
Hannah,
remember
I
this
love
movie.
you.
I wasn't Daryl Hannah, but I was Madison the mermaid.
Yeah. The
and-
lead in Splash 2.
Well, yeah, but
You're like Ariel.
I loved Ariel. I
love
loved
Ariel.
Ariel. John used to buy me Ariel everything because I was a mermaid with red hair.
Oh my
Do the fins match the drapes? It's fake. I don't have red hair.
That's
But what about it? Oh yeah, so
you were in?
yeah, this is a
Splash
long
2?
time
Yeah,
ago. This
right.
is 1987 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy and fun, and we've shot part of it at Epcot
Okay.
in the living seas. If you've ever been in there, so I was swimming
In
around.
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've never been to Epcot.
and it shows.
I've been to Epcot. You haven't been to Epcot?
No.
I went before you.
There was a before
I
you.
went-
Don't forget, and there could be an after you. That is a threat. I've heard that. But, oh, that was before you.
There's never going to
You
be
know,
an
my
after me.
my experience though at Epcot
Yeah.
and my experience at Disney World before I met him, which will never happen again, is we're gonna do beers of the world.
No.
I had a beer in every single country
Oh, that's the story.
Yeah.
you
and
told me
was
about.
passed out drunk.
The
by
Morocco
the end of
one
the night.
has the sexiest people in it. There's like a Morocco pavilion, and it's like, hello,
Yes.
gorgeous.
That was my
Yeah,
my
that's-
experience.
that-
with
I'm
it.
sorry, but his life just went downhill after that when he got together with me because that was never going to happen. again.
I don't drink beer. I don't like it. I grew up in a very beer kind of
I don't even
oriented.
drink,
What's
so-
happening to my necklace? It's doing a weird thing. Did
Ooh,
you?
Pull
what'd
it
you
out
do,
a
Paul?
little bit.
Oh,
It's
it's pretty though. I like it.
It's
Oh,
there you go.
It's choking.
There you go.
now I'm on.
It's a
Only-
real choker.
Now I'm on OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
What?
It's a whole
God.
different concept.
Stop it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't drink beer. Do you like it?
I don't drink anything.
I don't. My dad
drink
does,
alcohol.
and it's a whole German thing that you have to drink beer. But I never like the taste of it.
Cincinnati is very, very, very German city.
Is that
And they
Ohio
call-
still?
Yes.
Oh.
So the Ohio
I know
River.
Cincinnati WKRP.
Yeah, Cincinnati. So
That's
it's the very
Ohio?
That's
it's the
Ohio.
most southwest corner of
Lonnie Anderson.
Ohio. Love her, worked
Yeah.
with her. And the Ohio River makes the border between Ohio and Kentucky, which is right
Oh,
below
you're
it.
next to Kentucky.
No, we're
It's
above
above
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Not-
Oh my
not
God!
in-
You need a
not in
geography
any way.
lesson.
No, but not in any way except for geographically. We're above Kentucky.
I never went to the
he
World
still
And-
thinks
Cup
that
years.
Chicago's on the way to New York.
No, I
Chicago
said,
is on the way to New York, but not from Cincinnati.
I said
No,
you
but
did
the
it
other way.
backwards because you went there and then came
Oh my
here.
God.
Well,
and
you
then
thought it
went
was
back.
all one day, and that I was on a wagon train. I
Oh my
got
God.
your number. I got your number.
How did you meet John?
We were in a movie called Problem Child.
That's how you met him?
Oh my
The
God.
Okay, because I loved both of them. You did two of them, right?
I did, yes, and I was also in Problem Child 2 playing a completely different character.
You did?
Yeah, I played Nurse Annie in the second one.
Oh, that's so weird.
It
that
was
you-
really-
They put you in the same franchise, but in a different role. I didn't know that.
Well, she did
Well, now
Days
you
of
know.
Our Lives.
Interesting.
It would
Well,
be
that
the
Days of Our
same.
Lives, they bring them back from the
Yeah,
dead.
Oh,
to
that
change
was a
their
whole.
character.
Days of Our Lives. That was crazy. Drake Hogestyn.
Yeah.
Drake, I remember because he was a baseball player, and
Yep.
then he was, and I remember I'm like, so he goes, okay, let's run these lines till they lose all meaning. Let's go. And I'm like, till they lose all meaning? Oh, what about acting school? I didn't pay attention, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay. But he was great to work with because it was almost like I was on a baseball team.
Oh,
He's like,
wow.
okay, we're going to practice this and this, and what if I say this? What are you going to do? That I'm like, like I was running
yeah.
after ground balls. I'm saying words that I'm not sure.
And
what
he's
they
been
mean.
on that show. Yeah, you can say whatever.
Forever.
He's been on that show forever.
Yeah.
And
Well, he
Deidre
was-
Hall, too.
But was he was not Jack Black. What's his name?
John Black.
He was John
He played
Black.
John Black. Then he came back as Roman.
Yeah, he
and
was
then
Roman.
back as John
right,
Black.
so he was Roman at the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
you were on the show.
Yes.
Do you
yes.
see
Yes.
my confused look? I don't know them unless I dress them, and he knows all of them. When
All of
does he
them.
have time to watch
My
these
mom
shows?
and
No, they're
Would
ingrained.
love Dave. We all
So
the time.
it's a picture, if you will, before, not in Kuwait, in America. And there are I don't know how old you are. I don't give a shit. You look great.
There's only three
You look great
networks.
for 62. Just kidding.
Yep.
There are three networks. This is before Fox.
Yep.
So there was only a certain amount of storytelling
That's
going
it.
on.
And we didn't
Yeah.
have cell phones. We didn't have internet.
Right. So there was
Yep.
a great focus, and people all had the kind of same story.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like a religion because you'd say, da da da, and they go da 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 da. So it's
Yes.
like body of Christ, da 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 da.
Yep.
Because you knew
What the
your
ne-
show.
what the
You
next step
knew
was.
you
100%.
hear that ding
Yeah.
bonk, bing bonk, bing bonk, bing bonk. Days of our lives. Drake used to say, like shit through a goose. So are the days of our lives. I loved
That's what
working.
that's
I loved working
hilarious.
with him.
Was
Yeah.
it love at first sight?
With who? John?
Yeah.
It was connection at first sight.
Yeah.
Do we really believe in love at first sight?
I think so. I fell
I
in love
guess
with Paul
love-
at first sight.
I
guess
think there's
love
I think there's
develops
different
more
different
differently.
But he was the love of
levels.
your life.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody can touch that. That's just always how it's going to be. And I still do things not just with, oh, John would have loved this, but it's
Yeah.
always like, are you seeing this? This is
Yeah,
crazy.
like they're still present.
Like they're still present. It's very.
But how could they even not be present? Because
I
that
don't
was-
know. I'm a skeptic on a lot of things, except I really believe in coffee grounds. I don't know. I'll
It's very
find out.
interesting because he's done these
Yeah.
forever, and every time he does them, they're always spot on. It's really crazy.
It's not about just
it's
this
really
or
interesting.
that. It's anything, and it's very current.
Yeah.
So is it a prescient thing, like predicting things, or saying like where you're at?
Where you're
Where you're at,
what's
or-
happening.
or
And
if
what
there
would
are
be if
things-
there's any kind of like
I would tell you.
he looks
no
at the,
scientific? What would it have to? Would we have to do the vibrations of how would the coffee know?
because he looks at the coffee grind.
But
that
how
you
would the
drink.
co-
You
Your
touch your lips,
intentions.
and it's your intentions
it's
that
your
come through.
intentions that have been
very
transferred
cool.
into the grounds now.
Yeah.
My
That's what it
intentions
is.
that have been, but then
So if you're holding
interpreted.
something,
So you believe in like tarot and all of that?
Oh yeah.
yes,
100%.
I do it.
Don't you? You don't believe there's a life on the other side?
That has nothing to do with that.
No, that's
think
very
so?
different.
But you believe in that?
No.
Life on the other side?
I don't know.
Really?
I
Not
don't
until
know.
I get there, but I know there's a couple of people waiting for me at the
It's so funny
door.
because
If they're
I owe some
there.
people money, and if they're there,
what's really funny is Betty White
I know.
had said to me
Yeah.
One time, long time, remember when
yeah,
she
I knew Betty. I worked with her on it.
She was amazing.
She's
And we were
fantastic.
talking about the afterlife or something, and I
Yeah.
can't remember when I said, I remember I was joking, and I said, Betty, you're gonna outlive me or something.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And then she said, it was really funny. She said, my mother told me something about the because I said, do you believe
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
afterlife? She goes, well, one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to die and we're going to wake up and we're going to be in a beautiful paradise
Yep.
and life is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Or we're going to be buried in the ground and not know what the fuck is happening
What just
next.
happened? Right.
That's what she
Right.
said to me.
And almost you can't. For me,
yeah.
the growing up Catholic. And
Yeah, me too.
the idea that you would live your life because you want to get to
a different place
Heaven.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
you have to
You
and,
have to
and
be a
John
good
used
person
to
all
say
day.
the loveliest thing he ever said to me. He would say, you are heaven on earth. And that
Oh.
expression, and it's like my time with him
Yeah.
was heaven.
Can I tell you
course.
that I didn't mean to interrupt you,
No, I
but
want
it
you
was
to.
so important that the first day we met,
Yeah.
in the first couple of hours when he gave me the kiss,
Hmm.
he kissed me, he pinned me against the wall and gave me a kiss.
Yes.
And I looked at him and I go, oh my God, I think I just went to heaven.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
that's what I would think that heaven is supposed to
Right.
identify.
Right.
But
As
here,
comfort and like
to
familiar,
feel
but like
absolutely.
familiar out
Yeah.
of nowhere.
Right.
I
That-
mean-
and I agree. And I don't crap on anybody's
of course
beliefs.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very, very pragmatic, and I've looked into. I'm very like science girl.
Yeah,
as
of
you saw that.
course.
But for me, I keep all the possibilities open, but I wouldn't, you know.
You don't have to be a part of it, but
I
you
understand
acknowledge
it.
it.
Do you
and
know what it is?
kind
It's
of-
another
you
kind of
understand.
connection.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
what
It
you're
is,
talking about is
100%.
intention.
Yeah.
If you were like, I'm going to read this with the intention of fucking you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, that would be kind of hot. No, but I mean, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, it's the intention. It's a
different channel.
beautiful thing. Right? OnlyFans. It's a different thing. So I will participate in everything.
because-
I wouldn't
because
I
I
wouldn't
feel like it's
change my
always
life
good-
on somebody
no, no.
else's
It's not
opinion or
changing-
reading of
Right.
what's. But it adds to the whole thing.
But it shouldn't even be changing anything. I think it should be maybe acknowledging or maybe there's a part of you, like people go to therapy all day. And when you go to therapy, do you believe in the things that they're going to tell you? Do you know if
No,
that's
but the
gonna
most important
work?
part of therapy, and I sadly lost my therapist. She passed away in a car accident last
sorry.
year. Was unreal, 22 years.
Wow.
Crazy.
I know, lovely. Kelly Phelan was her name. She was fantastic. And what I learned from her is it's the questions
Right.
that you ask yourself. So when somebody comes to me with tarot cards or asks me about zodiac stuff, which I'll tell you why I don't believe in that someday, but it's
Right.
just about, it's another way of asking questions.
Yeah.
It's like the, it's
Yeah.
another way of thinking.
But
Oh,
that-
that's something I haven't thought of before. So it's a
And then-
kind of connection to connect you to yourself.
But but if I didn't experience it in my own life,
You wouldn't believe
that I
it.
wouldn't, like my grandmother was a psychic,
Yeah.
and she worked with the police, from
Billy
the Hills-
Bob Thornton's mom,
the
too.
hillside stranglers,
Yeah.
and found the bodies in Riverside. and, like,
What's your
it was-
mom's name?
My grandmother was Jerry Grog, and
I will check
she
that
was
out,
a
'cause
psychic.
I love,
and it was so
I love all of it.
fascinating to me that
Yeah.
she did all of that. And so, like, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't
Right.
believe it. And then
too.
seeing all the copy reading stuff he does,
But
it's
you
really,
know what's interesting? There's a different, so with readings and stuff,
Yeah.
you're asked to believe without understanding it.
right.
Also, blind faith or
Religion, same
whatever.
thing, yeah.
And you can suspend your disbelief, which is the expression where
Yep.
you're like, that can't happen. Wait a minute. I'm watching E.T. It's like bicycles can't fly, really, but the little short. You like that part was fine. Like
Yeah.
everybody has, right? I think that was a Jerry Seinfeld, but everybody they have that thing where it's like, oh no, but that can't happen.
Right.
And it's like, why not kind of explore all of it, but you
It's
have
really
to understand from your
it's
own life.
revelation, though. It really, really is. You'll
Well,
see. You'll see.
I believe you.
You'll see.
But do you? I mean, okay.
Here's why I don't believe in zodiac stuff.
Right. No, I get
I
it.
can give you two. Can I give you two
Sure,
reasons?
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what's your sign?
Why don't you fucking guess? You saw me. I'm a mess. I came in here. I lost my glasses. I don't ask your producer in your ear. Don't you
I'm-
fucking dare. I don't care what you are. What am I?
I'm a Capricorn.
Who cares?
So you probably.
No signaling. You've got 12.
My heart is over my mouth.
You've got 12.
to pick from.
You've got 12
Oh
to
my
pick
God, I'm
from.
so confused.
So what happens is somebody asks and they say,
I think Taurus.
and then
No.
I'm
May.
kidding.
Somebody asks you. So if somebody says, "What's your sign?" and you say it, and then they go, "I knew
Wait.
it," but it's that.
Virgo.
It's
Are
like
you Sagittarius?
no, you're never gonna guess it.
Virgo.
Yeah, and I do all the opposite stuff. So good.
I knew it.
So fucking, I
was
knew
sitting
it.
in my ears.
No.
My producer
You
didn't
don't
tell me
know it.
anything.
That's
Our
our
daughter's a
daughter's
Virgo.
a
That's why I
You
know.
don't know.
That's our daughter. That's how come I didn't
You
think
don't
so.
know. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. If it's true that it's this is how girls' bodies are.
Yep.
Here's your body.
Yep.
The baby's inside your uterus.
Yep.
Coming out your twat.
Hoo-ha.
Or what? Hoo-ha. So then it's supposed to be the exact time when the baby is born.
Yes.
Why would that make a difference from when it's inside of you? And what if you were supposed to be born, but you got in a car accident and it came out? So is it when the stars
sun
are?
and the moon.
And wouldn't it be if you believe
Yeah.
conception is life, which
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, the very beginning of it, I
Right.
have feelings.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't it be from that? Why would it be from the moment you're born? Why does this layer of
the
it's
vessel
this
or
thing?
the
Right.
It's the-
cylinder it occupies.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
Interesting.
sense to me. Plus, there's a famous experiment.
Well, my birthday is December 27, but I was really born December 28
What?
because I
Oh,
was
that's
born
right.
15 minutes after midnight. But my mom was checked into a Kuwaiti hospital because she was at a really big party.
But now I'm
now,
really
when
confused.
you say those 15 minutes would
It
make
makes a
But let me
difference.
just tell you this. So there was an experiment, and it's kind of done all the time. But
Okay.
incoming freshmen, and the teacher was a philosophy or something teacher,
Yep.
and he said, my side gig is I read star charts.
Yep.
I need to know from your parents exactly when you were born, where, what time zone. So the people bring it in at the end of the semester. He's like, remember when I asked you for all that stuff? I've worked very hard on these. Has
Yes.
little rolled up scrolls. Everybody's got theirs. They're like, oh my God. And they're like, and he said, now look at it. Don't show anybody else. And they're all going, jeez, oh my God, this is creepy. Me too. Okay, what? No, no. And he says, and if anybody's brave enough, wants to stand up and read theirs, and a girl stands up and she goes, well, I mean, it's true. I seem like I'm really outgoing, but inside, and she said, everybody's like, wait a minute. And they all said it was them, and it was all the same thing. So the part of the thing is what the person puts into it.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know you're not doing that. You're doing an actual technique of reading something.
Yeah.
But I'm very aware of hot reading, cold reading, because I could be certain kind of psychic.
So you're probably intuitive.
You
don't think you're intuitive?
I'm very intuitive, but it's different than a hot reading and a
very
cold
different.
reading.
Very
Is was like a mentalist.
Okay.
Does that kind of thing. Like
Is
there's
that Liz Rome?
there's somebody there's somebody in the room, starts with an M. Is there a mom? Is anybody here? Somebody died named Mom? You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You've seen that.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Edwards and all those
100%.
guys. I'm more excited by an ancient technique that has to do with,
You know,
Right.
yeah,
I'm
starting
excited
to believe
because
stuff.
Paul is going to look into your cup now. You've drank from this cup, and he flipped it over, and now he's going to look at the.
Oh, is that the
grinds and read
flipping?
it.
The flipping over part
Yeah.
is how it.
That's why I wanted you to stay on the same side that you were drinking with
Yeah. I
initially,
did.
that when you started, and then
Basically.
roll it over on the opposite side, because it identifies different components, different parts of your life, and different aspects of your life. And when I'm looking at the interior of your home, you're very. So
Now, I've already given you the information when I was trying to catch you up on the Zodiac stuff and
No.
told you I was messy.
not even that.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not talking about that kind of interior of
Oh,
your home.
shit. Uh-oh.
Your interior orbit. So what happens is, I mean, I know enough that I know you, and I know some of the challenges that you have been faced with
Right.
in life to begin with, which
For
we
sure.
all go through.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
different ones.
That's
You're
a
right.
given. But what you had before and what you have now, the serenity that you want to stay in and operate at, and the value of life is different for you now than it was before.
Meaning before what? Before John died or before?
Before something that had happened that was traumatic, that really affected you, to be able to identify, I'm going to leave this here, and then from now, I'm going to move forward. It may be before
I got you.
and
Nope.
after John. It may be
That makes sense.
way before you met John, where you identified then that was a real thing for you.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because
I can make it make sense.
Well, because there is a.
You just talked me into putting my condo on the market. Will you guys help me sell it?
I got people.
I want to buy a house.
I got people.
It's
I
time
like
to
that.
buy a house.
Because
I like
this area right here,
Yeah.
and what you want to do. See, probably for
Can I
this,
look in it?
Yeah.
See this gray area, this gray area that you've been in.
Yeah.
That was probably now, not that it's dissipated, but now you're coming out of a gray area to be able to find yourself in a different way.
Right.
And not that you want to be a different person, but you want to be able to get to a space where you feel anchored and you feel like you're more connected, but not connected the way you were before.
Right. I think that
The way you
when you say
operate
that,
is
you
different.
know what it's making me think about is boundaries.
Oh.
And to be able to have set my own boundaries and go past them when I want to, but intentionally.
But
But intentionally.
You're mindful,
Yeah,
and you know
right.
where you're gonna go and how
Yeah.
you're gonna get there.
Yeah, and that I
even
am
if there's a
valuable to
challenge-
people, even if I'm not
Yeah.
doing stuff for them. Yeah,
That makes
that's
sense.
tricky. This is getting tighter and tighter. Is it because you're telling me stuff? Or
I don't know.
What
Are
did
you
you-
feeling stuff?
I'm feeling things.
The choker is choking.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to start taking off my clothes. Keep going.
Just keep rolling it up.
No.
Take it off.
That's right.
Ooh.
But with that
Amy is stripping for us.
that gray area
Yeah.
that you've been living in,
Yeah.
you don't ever want to let it go, though.
What's that mean? I shouldn't, or I don't,
you don't want to let it go.
You're
because
saying
it
me
was-
personally, I don't want to.
You don't want to let it go because I think it gives you the balance you need in order for you to know how to move forward.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
It's
Wow.
not like you just want to say, you know what,
Fuck it.
if it happened, great. I moved on. I worked on myself. I figured it out. I know what's real. I know what's not. But here's what I'm going to do moving forward. No. You want it to be a part of you.
No, you have to honor
You want
everything.
it to
Yeah.
be an aspect of what is now who you've become that decides on where you want to go. The motivation is
Yeah.
propelling you to go move forward.
Yeah, like your motivation based on your experiences
And we all
not
change,
other
we
people's
grow,
expectations. Yeah,
we
I
grow,
like that.
we move,
Wow.
we adjust, but now you're owning yourself differently than you did before.
I think I'm ready to. I'm
If
ready
that's
to.
what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Can you see where I left my car keys?
Oh, shit. It's in that hot mess.
I love it.
Fucked up.
I don't even know where my car keys are.
No.
You know, there's a job in here.
Blowjob.
That too. There's an opportunity in here.
That was creepy when you said that. The light went off.
I know. The light just blinked. This is so crazy.
This opportunity,
Lights. 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 Go
we
ahead.
don't need them.
We don't.
Are we good,
Can somebody
Jordan?
hit me with an inky? Go ahead.
Okay.
Tell me.
This opportunity
Yeah.
is going to be something that unexpectedly you're going to start riding a wave of, which is going to give you a platform for you to be able to do what you want to do.
Is this our show about you teaching me how to sew?
Probably.
I think so.
I like that.
You've been waiting for something like this and manifesting it for a while. It's something that you're already familiar with. It's something that you've already said, this is the ideal scenario. When this comes to me,
Yeah.
I will just sign on the dotted line. I won't even think
Oh yeah,
twice
yeah, yeah.
about
I
it.
know exactly.
You know what it
I'll
that
be
is.
moving on. This opportunity, and it has to do with, I don't know who this other person is, but there's somebody else involved in it in conjunction with you.
I don't know who
Either
that would
you're
be.
going to take somebody with you, and it's
Interesting.
not just taking somebody else with you on the journey,
Yeah.
but it's taking someone else that's doing it with you in harmony. Who's that? If you know what the opportunity is that you've been manifesting,
I'll
who
tell
would
you.
that include?
What I'm picturing is something that we pitched around a long time and then didn't do, which was Tom Bergeron and I went and pitched like a talk show.
Oh.
And it was so great. I like to interview people.
Really?
I love
Oh, wow.
to interview people.
Okay.
And I've done that a couple times. I don't know who the person would be. And I don't mean like on a morning talk show. I mean, I don't care.
Right.
I would also like to be the person. Do you remember Huelhauser?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I would love to be Huelhauser. I would love to go out and talk to people about their lives.
Like
and
on
their
the
things.
street and wow.
It, whatever their thing is.
Real life.
I would like to do a podcast to talk to people about their foundation,
Nice.
to have actors on talking about what is their reason, what is their reason for doing their thing.
Right.
People go giving back. It's not. It's more than giving back when
Sure.
you. So I would love to be able to understand people and also make it funny and whatever they're talking about.
So-
There's humor and everything.
So the fact that you've been working on this for a while.
No, I have not
manifesting
been
it.
working on.
Well,
Man,
manifesting.
yes.
It's a plan.
Yeah.
It's something that you never gave up on. It's something that you've never stopped.
But it's something
thinking
I
about.
don't push and I don't talk about.
Well,
But I have people who say, "Oh, you should do this or you should do that," and I'm like, "Who are those people?" And
then maybe you need to identify this person. When you do,
yeah,
the opportunity's there, and it's a matter of probably for you to be able to exercise, allowing them to know that you really want to be present for it.
yeah.
So maybe if you haven't put it out
Interesting.
there, or you haven't, if
Do
it
you
was
know
a
what,
minute
Paul,
ago,
that I think is a lot of times, it's not like I've screwed myself over for show business by doing this foundation for this long, but in some ways, Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm identified with, and that is exactly where I was going to say my heart, but my aorta is right in that. But the idea to go, oh, I can. There's other things I can do. I know, because I know, but I'm saying I'm so passionate about it, and sometimes I feel like if I set that down, somebody else isn't going to be able. But of course, we have a CEO, we have we have a board, we have a this and that. So I am stepping down as chairman of the board, and
you are.
Yeah, but but I'm still.
But
Yeah.
you're
I'm
still
still
a part of
it.
it.
I'm still it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you're still your
it's still my
foundation.
thing, and I'm the founder and stuff.
Yep.
But in terms of like the day to day, I've seen to it that so many things, like I was saying about the aorta advocates, for that kind of thing I do.
Yeah.
The science stuff for this and this. It's just, and we still need to raise money, of course.
Yeah.
But there's something about being kind of the brand ambassador. That's really important. Plus, chief brand ambassador could also be chief badass.
I'm going to tell you that, and just by you explaining that, there's a person that you're familiar with within your orbit already. All you have to do is say, this is what I've been manifesting. This is what I've been wanting to do.
Oh, I know who it is.
How do we do it?
Yeah.
Where do we go from here? Because here's what I would like to see happen. The foundation is one part of it. My marriage is another part of it. My children is another part of it.
Yeah.
Me being an actress portraying different roles is another aspect of it. But here's where I am, and here's what I'd like to see happen moving forward.
See, that all sounds good. I'm not blaming it on the Catholics.